Christ is risen. When I was growing up in a church, when somebody said that, you say, Christ is risen indeed. Christ is risen. All right, a few of you went to church on Easter last Sunday, so praise God. And I'm kind of a living testimony of that. Praise God for the opportunities that He's put before me and the people that He's placed in my life. The song that was playing as I walked up here, because Bruce said I had to have a walk-up music. I didn't even know what that was, but I thought it was like a Major League Baseball thing. And my two middle children a week or two ago picked out this song called Your Way's Better. And I had never even heard it, but I got to thinking about the message of the song. And in essence, it's just the artist saying that God's way is always better. And so for those of you who do not already know, I did not want to come to TU. My dad, Ron, who you heard about there in the video, got the Owasso job before my junior year of high school, so I moved up to this great city after spending my youth in Oklahoma City and Edmond, and I got to watch the Golden Hurricane go 2-22 in my junior and senior year of high school, and my mom says if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, so I'll just say they had a crazy coach at the time. That's the kindest word I can come up with. Their facilities, man, I think I was in the same locker room that Steve Largent was here tonight. He probably used the same locker I was in. We've got a statue out front, of the stadium. He was probably in the same locker room I was in. So needless to say, with the record and the facilities, it wasn't a real exciting thing, but if you're raised by a coach, which I have that in common with a couple people in here tonight, when you get your first Division I offer, you commit to it. And let's just say, praise God, His way is better. Because I met the woman of my dreams here. We've been together 21 years, married 18. I've got 4 incredible children. We ended up winning some football games. And yeah. And because of that, the facilities improved. And so now it's a place I'm really proud of. And to be able to go to 4 bowl games in my 4 years of eligibility, you never really dream of that, right? If the team's 2-22, you're thinking maybe I can make a difference and we can go 500. That's the humble side of me. That's like what my wife wants me to say. I thought I was going to come in here and go undefeated every year. That didn't happen, but I had a phenomenal time, and praise God, His way's better, and that was kind of the essence of me thinking I knew what was best for my life, and looking back in His provision and His sovereignty for my life is incredible. Leading up to this event, I received a number of phone calls and social media things and a couple of emails, but there's one phone call I received that sticks out the most. He's actually in the room tonight, and I want to say, first of all, thank you, Bill Brogdon, for coming to this event. You didn't have to do that to support me, but I'm proud. I'm proud that you made it. I was talking to Bill Brogdon on the phone a couple weeks ago, and sometimes you just hear the words that you need to hear at the right moment. And he said, "You're not going to wear a tie to this thing, are you?" And it's exactly what I needed to hear. And so thank you, Coach Brogdon, for making me feel more comfortable also not wearing a tie tonight. Bill and Ann have become good friends over the last decade or so, and I used to pop in his office probably once a month for all the years that I played here and talk golf and beg for head covers for my clubs. And he gave me a couple one time. But they become dear friends, and I'm so proud that Coach Brogdon is here tonight to celebrate this, obviously incredibly deserving. I feel humbled and honored to be able to celebrate it on a night with Coach Brogdon, who I can now call my buddy. I want to thank both Justin Moore and Trey Lamb. Coach Brogdon said something earlier, kids are smart. They can see through you. And Trey Lamb had to leave a little bit earlier because he's trying to secure a recruit right now. But he came at the start. But I'll never forget the first time I met our athletic director, Justin. I was with my two boys, and I was just incredibly impressed. So I wanted to thank Justin Moore just for his kindness, his sincerity. If you haven't had an opportunity to spend time with him, he will want to make you support the University of Tulsa athletics. And if you're not in that kind of way, I hear people laughing. I didn't mean it like that. I mean his sincerity and his transparency. He spent time talking to my two boys when he had 25 to 30 people in the room that wanted to talk his ear off. And he spent time with my boys, and I thought, man, we've got a great athletic director here. So I'm thankful he's here. And then, Trey Lamb, also the same kind of thing at his press conference. I told somebody after, I said, if you've been around coaches your entire life, you can see through some coach speak, and he just was so genuine in his comments, and I think he's just, in my mind, gone to solidify that. So I'm hopeful for big things ahead for our football program. Obviously, the Hall of Fame committee that thought I was worthy to even be considered, I want to thank each one of them. My coaches, most of you know that Steve Cragthorpe's no longer with us, but he solidified my decision in coming to the University of Tulsa by calling me into his office his first day on the job, basically, and just reinforcing that I did still have a scholarship offer. You can imagine the fear when you're 6'1", 165 pounds, and you've been trying to make people think you're 6'4", 200 for the last couple years. And he's the quarterback coach of the Buffalo Bills right before he shows up to the city of Tulsa as the head football coach. And I was scared to death that I didn't even have an offer to a place that was 2-22. And I can still remember the conversation vividly with my dad, Ron, sitting in his office. I'll spare you the details, but I left the office excited about where the football program was headed, and I think the proof is in the pudding that it turned out pretty good. Guys like Matt Wells were here, obviously got to play for Gus Malzahn, and I'm just so thankful for the staff that coached me. And then my teammates, you got to see a few of them in the video. I'm going to have to talk to Monroe Nichols a little bit. He got after me a little bit too much. I'm not going to break my hip if we go play flag football. We'll see how he does. But I was so blessed to have some great teammates, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank all my offensive linemen. Not many guys get to start 3 seasons as a quarterback at the Division I level, and I had a lot of different guys in front of me protecting me and making me look good when all I really had to do was just go out there and throw some passes and hand the ball off. And so I had a lot of guys that were physically putting their life on the line so I could stay back there and just fulfill the stereotype of what a quarterback is. And then my family, some of my in-laws are here, and it means a lot that you guys would want to come to this. My parents are here. You heard about my dad, Ron, in the video, and I was incredibly fortunate to be raised, one, in a Christian home where parents and grandparents prayed for me by name every day, but in a coach's home that had his priorities right, and showed me what it was to be a godly husband and then a godly father and then worry about sports after that. But he's had a tremendous amount of success. And then my mom was, I'd say, equally the spiritual rock of our family, and it was just incredible that she was able to put up with my dad for that long, and she still is, and they have a happy marriage, and so my mom deserves a lot of credit. And that gets me to my kids who are here. I'm fortunate and honored to be your dad. I've got a couple of aspiring quarterbacks in the room, and then 2 young princesses that who knows what they're going to do, but they're going to do great things. And lastly, my beautiful bride, Krista, who was a 4-year starter on the women's soccer team at the University of Tulsa. Yeah. Many of you have probably heard me say it. If our children end up being good athletes, credit goes to her more than me. I was only good enough to start 3 years, and she started all 4. But more impressive than that, similar to my own mother, she has found a way to put up with me. I told her the other day, it's a weird feeling to be inducted into the Hall of Fame at TU. I'm usually not even deserving of all-conference husband in my house. And she puts up with me, and she deserves better. And I'm going to keep doing my best every day to give her what she deserves. God bless y'all. Thank you.